Welcome back to Faith at Home series, as we continue to support and encourage families to explore faith at home together. Whether you're a parent, a grandparent, godparent, or carer, Faith at Home offers practical ideas to try at home together as we look for more opportunities to pray and have conversations about faith for you and your household.
So here's a question. How do we know that all of these practical ideas are actually working? How do we know that talking about God at home is making any impact at all? We may sometimes have these glimpses of special God moments when our child asks a question about God or has a thought that they share. But in between those times, we can see God at work in the lives of our children and each other as we see the fruit of the Spirit pop up.
Love, joy, peace, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are the fruit of the Spirit.
This week, we will explore how the Spirit of God is at work in us by noticing its fruit.
Here are some younger voices sharing some thoughts on kindness from this week's Church of England collective worship.
Kindness to me is sharing and playing with people no matter who they are.
Kindness to me was when everyone helped me to settle into my new school.
Kindness to me is when we cheer each other up when we're down.
Kindness to me is when I know I can rely on my friends to be there for me at all times.
Have you ever asked your family members what they think about some of the themes that we've covered in Faith at Home? Go on, ask your family what they think about resilience or kindness or patience.
We've been hearing from the Diocese of Bath Wells about their approach to helping families find the space and inspiration to have more meaningful conversations.
Andy Levitt is a member of the Diocesan Youth and Children's Advisor team and shared with us their latest idea called Everyday Questions.
Earlier this year, we launched this new resource called 40 Everyday Questions. The idea came from a colleague of mine. What if we had a question for each day of Lent that would provoke a discussion around the meal table at home? 40 simple questions in a pack of cards that could be asked by children as well as parents or grandparents and could engage teenagers too. No right and wrong answers, no loaded questions, just questions about life, faith and the world. Shuffle the pack and ask away. The 40 questions have proved popular and we've started to hear back how different people have used them. And for me, here at home, around the kitchen table, they've proved worthwhile too. My wife and I have 4 children aged 9 to 19, all are at home right now. And in recent years, we've often tried different things around the meal table that involve elements of prayer and reading the Bible and having conversations about life and faith. With the 40 questions, some days we all agreed on what seemed like the obvious answer pretty quickly. And on others, it provoked some heated debates with a range of opinions being aired, all of which were valid. I'm seeing it as increasingly important that as a family we have these everyday faith conversations, talking together and often praying together about a whole range of things, informing what we believe and who we are when we walk out of the door and head back to work or to school or just down to the shops.
It feels like the world is in desperate need of those increasingly important conversations.
Conversations that take us beyond the best thing to watch on streaming TV, or how much we love or hate the rain.
There are deep and important ideas that need to be discovered in this world. Wouldn't it be amazing to find out what the fruit of the Spirit can change in our world?
In our country and in our households.
We need God's help. We need God's love to be evident in us as a fruit of God's Spirit, which is a little expression of God.
Choosing to live in a way that impacts on others is one of those attitudes we need to learn. The Archbishop of York Youth Trust uses their Young Leader Award to empower young people to change the world.
So I thought what I'd do is I'd increase the number of times I tutor 2 girls on a weekly basis, and they have special learning difficulties, so it can be really hard on their parents with the constant supervision and help that the parents have to give them, so I thought I'd help out.
During this lockdown, I have been a maths tutor for my younger siblings and my younger cousins. Whenever they're doing their maths homework and they need a little bit of help or assistance, I go in and help them.
I came to school and found out that my friend had not done his homework, which was due in on that day. So I gave up my lunchtime and helped him with his work.
I showed my kindness because at lunch, someone I knew hadn't eaten the entire day and was very hungry, so I decided to buy her something to eat.
I've felt happiest when I've been baking with my family. I sent over a few recipes and photos of the cakes I baked to my school, and they sent them over to the NHS, and I got quite a few postcards and letters back.
I've been writing some cards to elderly people in our community who have been lonely during lockdown. I've now written more than 20 cards and have even received some back.
I sang a song for my nan. I turned up with my speaker system and I sang the song to her because she loves it when I sing to her. Like the mountains in springtime. People started coming out, and then I sort of realised there's more to this. It's not just about me singing to my nan. It's about everyone coming together and enjoying themselves in lockdown.
So what about us? How can we help each other bear the fruit of the Spirit?
You could tell your family when you feel their choices have helped you to see God.
For example, when I was grumpy and you paused and asked if I was okay instead of getting upset, it was just like a little bit of God's hug for me. Thank you.
Or maybe your kindness reminds me of God's love.
And if you notice the fruit of the Spirit fading in your family, it's all right to gather them together and discuss how it's been feeling in our home and have a conversation about how to restore that.
Whether it's through music, a short liturgy, a candle, or just laying in silence, a few moments of peace to connect with God might help you remind each other about the things that are important to God.
We have to choose to walk with God, to go on a journey with Him, and we need each other to do that.
He has told you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God.
To walk humbly with God sits at the very heart of doing faith at home. But it goes hand in hand with us doing justice and loving kindness. These are the evidence of God at work in us, showing us that God's Spirit is moving in us and in the world. We need each other to help us stay close to God and to learn from each other and to see each other through God's point of view.
Here are just 3 questions from the 40 Everyday Questions pack that might help your family to learn about God from each other. I wonder what your family members would say to these. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers, just an opportunity for conversation. If you could do one thing to help reverse climate change, what would you do?
If you were God for a day, what would you do?
Will we ever see an end to poverty? And if so, how?
The fruit of the Spirit is the difference we'd be looking for if everyday faith was in action. We just may need to remember to look for it. Please share any of your Faith at Home moments by emailing faithathome@churchofengland.org.
It is as simple as finishing the statement. One way we've been talking about faith is...
Or it might even be, one thing we tried that didn't work was...
May you notice moments every day where the fruit of the Spirit becomes obvious. May you do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with your God.
And may you, together with all those you love, begin to see God's kingdom come as we share faith at home.
Thy kingdom come, we praise your holy name. Your sacrifice in rising sets us free, that by our words and lives we may proclaim, by Jesus risen life, God's Thy kingdom come.